Hi, okay, let's start. I'm gonna start with my background where I was born and how did I ended up here would be a long story, but let's just start with the background. I was born in 1974 and in a town called Malimuno, but at the same time it's in a barangay named Bunyasan. So that is in Surigao del Norte. It was 1974, and when I was 2 years old, we moved to uh, Taguluan, Misamis Oriental. It's the name of the town. I spent most of my childhood there. I had my kindergarten and elementary and high school in that beautiful town of Taguluan. And after my high school, my father uh, was assigned uh, and we moved to the city, the nearby city, Cagayan de Oro. And that's where I had my college degree, finished my Bachelor of Arts, major in English. And it was a good time. And by the way, my parents were talking about my parents also. They are church ministers, meaning my dad is a pastor and my mother is assisting him. And it was a good experience. I grew up in a very religious based family, I should say. Yes, there's talk about faith and study read the Bible most of the day, and always being encouraged to go and seek God and go to church, do this and do that to please God. And that's a background I grew up with in terms of my family's work. And anyway, I was in Taguluan and we moved to Cagayan de Oro. We were living in the barangay Carmen in one of the barangays in Cagayan. And that's where my the beginning of the city life that I experienced. It was in the 1990s, I think. Yeah, I think it started in 1990s. We moved to Cagayan de Oro. And since then, that's when I can remember we went to, after, I think 1994, 95, yeah, 5 years. After 5 years, we moved to another town, place named Upol. That's where my father started a church there, a fellowship, and I also helped him with that. And after that, there was a there was a I got connected with many people, especially when my dad was pastoring a bigger church. There's many people, and I get connected to some, and I get to know some of the organizations uh, that work with the church that my father was pastoring. And one of it is a mission organization. And one person asked me about joining training, and they call it the Discipleship Training School of Youth to the Mission. So in 1996, I joined Youth to the Mission. I was 23 years old, and there was a 6-month training, and many things happened there. And I want to be detailed on that also. I want to tell you about my experience there and what I learned, and so on. At the same time, like I said, that's where I came from. That's my background. I have two sisters. There are only three of us children, and my family, and I'm the the male child. So I will continue this more in the next video. Okay, thanks a lot for listening and your patience.